Before we begin the video, if you haven't yet, come on down and join my Discord server. Link is down in the description. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for our next episode review of Prime Empire. In today's video, we are reviewing episode 2, Dyer Island. This episode picks up where the last one left off, with the ninja discovering that Jay has gone missing. They first go through the security camera and find that Jay's entered the game, and to get more info, they go to see the mechanic. They interrogate him, but they don't really get answers from him, so Zane reveals that Milton Dyer is the game's creator, so they decide to go look for him. The bounty makes its first appearance since questing for quests, and the ninja set sail to Dyer Island. After landing, they have to fight Dyer's security system, which includes robot dogs, evil statues, just a normal security system. But then Dyer's assistant, Bob the intern, lets them in. He reveals that Dyer's been missing for around 3 decades, and he shows a recording of Dyer to the ninja. In the clip, he talks about Prime Empire a bit, but then a bright light appears and the video suddenly ends. The episode ends with the ninja exclaiming that Milton Dyer is Unagami. Starting with the good things, not entirely related to the episode, but I actually really like these new title cards. I like the design, I like the font, I like the pixelation effect. It feels like it really suits the season. Anyways, moving on to the actual episode, I think the opening scenes are pretty nice. These 2 episodes are written by 2 new writers named Miles and Brophy, and I feel like the humor has definitely improved. And then we get to see the mechanic make a brief reappearance, and the interrogation scene is actually really nicely done. It didn't feel childish or chaotic, but it mostly felt natural, and the scoring was good too. Now, I gotta say, I was expecting Bob the intern to be a lot worse, but actually I was pleasantly surprised by him. Ninjago's kinda had a problem with old people voices recently, like Asphira, Mistake, Sorla, all very annoying, but Bob wasn't. I felt like he was a fine character, and I'm glad he wasn't worse because I feel like that definitely could have brought down this episode. And then we get some backstory, which for me is always welcome. And I think the backstory in this episode definitely makes it a lot better. Without the lore, I feel like this episode would have felt a bit empty, so I'm glad it was included. The lore itself is pretty good too. It is very different from typical Ninjago backstory, and personally, I welcome that. I think it is a great change of pace. A lot of it is because this season is very different from other Ninjago seasons, so of course the backstory will be too. Instead of learning about events that happened thousands of years ago, we learn about events that only happened a few decades ago. It does a great job of introducing Dyer, and also does a good job of kind of building up this mystery. For example, regardless of if he's Unagami, why did he add unauthorized modifications into the game? That is a question I hope they explore more. Even though we haven't met Dyer yet, this episode does a great job of developing him again, and we do kind of get to feel who he is even though we haven't actually seen him yet. Also, fun references, such as Fist to Face 4, which is a sequel from Fist to Face 2, way back from Can of Worms. The ending scene was cool too, and we get to see some kid getting sucked into Prime Empire. One issue with this episode is pointless scenes that kinda exist to fill time. For example, the interrogation scene, I liked it, but it didn't really lead anywhere. The ninja didn't learn anything new from that. Another thing I haven't talked about yet is the fight scene, which I don't actually think is bad necessarily, but it isn't good either. It just felt boring compared to past fight scenes. It really felt like they were kind of forcing it and trying to fill this requirement of 1 fight scene per episode. One thing that was annoying was that the ninja were trying to push the wall to keep it open. And I mean, come on, they're ninja, they could just jump over it. And to sum it up, I guess my only real issue with this episode is that some stuff is kind of unnecessary and just simply didn't need to happen. For some final thoughts, I thought the plot was mostly well done. And again, there were a few minor issues, but nothing too big really. And as I said, I like the backstory. I like how the season is taking a different approach. For the characters, like I said in the last review, this is the kind of episode where no one really stands out, but at the same time, everyone is good. That's kind of all I have to say for characters. And as for action, it was okay. I mean, as I said, not terrible, but not really that good either. And emotion doesn't really apply here. I'm gonna rate this episode an 8.5 out of 10. I felt like it was a pretty good episode, and it just had a few minor issues. Episode 2 does a great job at setting up the season, and it also continues the strong start to the season set up by the premiere. The only real issue this episode has, and it's a small one, some scenes kind of feel pointless, and it's not that these scenes are bad, they're just kind of unnecessary. Anyways though, that's about all for this episode review. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, share it with anyone everyone you know. What did you guys think of Dyer Island? Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll see you next time.